I wanted to do end-to-end performance testing of an application. For that, the steps I will follow is log into the application, then make a few get and post requests. This will all be done through a HTTP client and not through a browser. Most HTTP clients can handle cookies automatically. So as soon as you log in, you get a cookie from the server, which the client can use to authenticate itself for future requests. Usually for authentication, we submit a payload containing username and password to an endpoint. For example, in Spring Security, I can pass my username and password as query parameters and it works fine. Now the authorization protocol used by the application under test is OAuth 2. Would that make a difference? Can't I do the same steps I mentioned previously? Unfortunately, no. With OAuth 2, it's a bit different. I will need a key to be passed along with my authentication details. This key is given to me by the server when I initially request a secured resource. Let's take a look at an example. This is the secured resource I would like to access. As soon as I request it, I will be redirected to a login page. Nothing unusual about this so far, right? But if you take a closer look at the URL, it contains a key. This key is dynamic and changes with every request. So to summarize, there is an additional key required to be passed along with the authentication details. Now let's go into detail to see what exactly the browser is doing. For this, I will use Chrome's network tab to monitor all the activities that's happening in the background. I will hit F12 to bring up the network tab. Let me input my username and password. Before clicking sign in, I will clear the existing activities. I am successfully logged in and able to see the secured page. Now let's check the network. First, I am interested in the post method where my credentials are submitted. So this is where it happens. Let's do this request in Postman and get the response. So there you go. It returns a session token. Let me go further and see the next URL that is requested. The next one is a get. The URL is big, so let me copy it to a notepad and look at the query parameters. There is a token being sent as part of this URL and that we have already received as part of the previous post request. There is also a key used here, which is nothing but the key I received when I first requested the secured resource. We now have understood a basic flow and also have all the information that is required for authentication. Let's go back to Chrome and open a new session and this time capture the activity that happens when we request a secured resource. As you can see, I am redirected a couple of times before I reach the login page. We will have to follow the similar steps in the HTTP client to get to the login page. For this example, I will be using Python request library, but the principles remain the same for any client. Alright, so I'm in my code editor now. Let's use the Python request library to make the request. So here I have the first URL. I have set allow redirects as false so that I can get locations key in my headers array list. I will use a simple string split to get the key. The sequence of gets and post that I'm doing here is exactly based on the sequence of events that I gathered in Chrome's network activity. So that's it. I'm able to access the secured page using the HTTP client. This is Sujit and hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.